Hey guys, como vocês já sabem, tá rolando o nosso sorteio lá no Instagram do Inglês de Cru. Tá valendo muito a pena porque nós vamos sortear 6 pessoas diferentes. Ou seja, cada uma dessas pessoas vai ganhar um produto do Inglês de Cru, nosso, né, claro, e uma outra pessoa vai ganhar um plano do Cambly. Tá muito bacana. Então, você que já segue a gente, já tá rolando lá o sorteio, procura o post oficial, participe, veja as regras direitinho, que a gente vai sortear isso no dia 1º de julho. Então, você tem bastante tempo para participar, marcar muita gente, compartilhar, vai valer muito, muito a pena. Então é isso. Participa, hein? Estamos esperando você. Oi, pessoal, tudo bem? Bom, muito obrigada por estar aqui escutando de novo a gente no Inglês de Micro Rádio. E eu vou passar aquele recadinho maravilhoso, mas hoje é diferente. Hoje eu quero falar com vocês sobre o Cambly Kids. O Cambly Kids existe e tá aí para qualquer criança de até 15 anos de idade poder fazer aulas de inglês online com professor nativo da língua inglesa. É muito bacana porque funciona que nem o Cambly Adultos, mas para crianças com toda a segurança do mundo. E para você ter uma aula experimental de 30 minutos lá no Cambly Kids, por apenas R$1, é só colocar o código inglês NC Kids. Então o código é inglês NC Kids. É muito fácil, só lembrar de Inglês de Cru Kids, Inglês NC Kids. É só fazer o login lá no Cambly e em minutos grátis inserir esse código que eu acabei de falar. Também, se você quiser, é só ir na nossa show notes, que é aqui na descrição do episódio, e clicar no link que eu vou deixar lá para vocês, tá? Qualquer dúvida que vocês tenham, qualquer coisa, é só entrar em contato direto com o Cambly, que eles vão poder te falar direitinho como é que funciona o Cambly Kids, tirar todas as dúvidas em relação à segurança, e também, qualquer coisa, é só falar com a gente, tá bom? Now, on with the show!
Hello, hey, sweet people, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster, and I'm here with
Alexia. Hello, everyone. Hi, Foster.
Alexia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. What about you?
I am doing fantastic because this week on the show, we are talking about something that I am super interested in, something that I've wanted to talk about with you for a long time, and something that I think is really important.
Okay, let's do it. And I already know that it's going to be a little bit harder for us students.
Yes. So today we are talking about something that's can be a little bit complicated. A lot of people will probably think, oh God, why are Alexia and Foster talking about this? But it's our show, so I don't care. We're doing it.
Okay, so Foster, you're very excited, and let me know why.
Because this week we are going to talk about cognitive bias. I know that sounds scary, but first, do you understand? Have you heard those two words together before? Cognitive bias?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Not of course, but yes, I did.
Okay. So cognitive has to do with cognition, the way we think, right?
Yeah.
And do you understand the word bias?
Mm-hmm. It can be like duplo. Okay, explain to me.
What do you mean, duplo?
Não é duplo sentido, mas assim,
A bias?
it's how you understand the information that it's getting to you.
Okay. So I just looked up a definition for bias because it is hard to explain. So bias, according to the dictionary, prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way that is considered unfair. Essentially, bias is just thinking in a way that is not totally rational. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I already have a lot of questions.
Okay, so let me read the definition of cognitive bias, and then you can ask as many questions as you want. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so a cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that occurs when people are processing or interpreting information in the world around them, and it affects the decisions and judgments that they make. So, cognitive bias is an error in the way that we think or the way we process information. Questions.
I don't know. Um like so we all have the cognitive bias, right? It depends on how we read or receive the information. And then each one of us will make maybe the same decision or a different decision, right?
Yeah. Essentially, that's right. So, there are a lot of different biases. And before we talk about that, in the singular form, we say bias. In the plural form, we say biases, cognitive biases.
Okay. Cognitive biases.
Perfect. So, imagine this, Alexia. You want to think clearly, right? If you have information, you want to make the best possible decision in all areas of your life. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
You don't want to make stupid decisions that don't make any sense.
Of course. No one wants.
Okay. So, cognitive biases, these are the things that make you make such stupid decisions. Is that simple enough?
Yeah. I'm just already looking for who to blame, you know? Who's making me make poor decisions?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I am right now. Where I am right now.
So I would probably reframe that a little bit. And you don't want to think who is making me make poor decisions, but is what is the process of that decision making? Why are you making those poor decisions? And that's how understanding cognitive biases will really, really help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, are we more or less clear on the general definition, the general idea of cognitive bias?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so try to explain it to me in the most simple way. So, imagine you're talking to Bruna, who has never heard of cognitive bias. What is the most simple way you could explain it?
It's a way that you understand that the information that you're receiving, and it makes you change or improve your judgment about something.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's a way of understanding why we make bad decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's easiest if we just start with one example. There are a lot of different examples of biases. We are just going to talk about some of the most important this week, but let's start with the anchor bias. Have you heard of this one?
No.
Okay, do you know what an anchor is?
Uh-huh. Ancora.
Yeah, like if you're in a boat, this is what is keeping you from moving, right?
Yeah.
So the anchor bias states that we rely on the first information that we receive, and then we base all of our decisions thinking about that first information that we received. Does that make sense?
Yes, because it's like, for example, it's like watching the news about coronavirus, for example, when they first gave us the information what was happening around the world, you're going to rely on that forever because it was the first thing that you heard and it's the first information that you got, even though can be wrong or right.
Exactly. So that's a really good example. For example, At the very beginning of coronavirus, there were a lot of people saying that, oh, this is just like influenza. This is essentially the flu. And I remember my dad just repeating that phrase at the beginning of the pandemic before it was really serious. He was just saying, oh, it's just like the flu. Like, we don't need to worry about it. Even though there was a lot of new information saying, no, 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 this is very important. This is way more serious than the flu. In my dad's head, he was thinking, oh, the first thing I heard about it was, it's pretty much the flu. So I'm not going to change the way I think.
Yeah, and everything after that, it's just like the media is making everyone very worried. So I don't know why. But yeah, I get it. That's the first thing.
Okay, great. So the first time I learned about anchor bias was during business school when I was studying for my master's. And a lot of people use anchor bias in pricing and sales. So let's take the example of, let's say you were going to buy a new car, okay?
Mhm.
And the car salesman says, here is a new car, it's $10,000. Do you think, okay, that's a good price? Let me think about it for a little bit and I will come back. And then when you return to the car place, he says, okay, this car is $20,000. What are you going to think?
I'm gonna be like, wait, what? What just happened here? It was 10,000, now it's 20,000. What's going on? Why are you trying to cheat?
Exactly. Because the first price you heard was 10,000. So automatically you think, okay, the price of this car is 10,000. If he says more than that, then you are thinking that's too expensive. And it doesn't really matter about the value, the true value of the car. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do understand because when my first, very, very first job was at a um brand called Triton.
Hmm.
And I used to work as a sales girl. And it was during Christmas, I think. And right before Christmas, so like 1 month before Christmas, they used to hire all the prices of all the clothes. So
They used to
when,
raise all the prices,
yeah, to raise. And then by the time that it was everything on sale, they used to low
lower the prices.
lower the prices to the actual prices. And
Yeah,
they would say that it was on sale, but it wasn't. It was just like a way of doing it. And I imagine that most of the brands they do that as well.
of course. And Alexia, I know you are a girl that loves a good sale. You love a
I
good
love a good
deal.
deal.
And I think that's cool. That's a cute thing, but it's a classic example of anchor bias. So let's
Yes,
say, what's a store that you like to go to?
mango.
Okay, Mango, the clothing store. If they have a new shirt that you really like and you think that the shirt is normally like $50, but it's on a super sale and it's $20, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's a great deal. Let's do it.
Exactly. But even if you had all of the information and I told you, okay, this shirt really cost $7, so you are paying way too much at $20, you still think, no, 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 but it's on sale. It's a good deal.
I'm gonna be pissed, but I can't buy directly from the fabrica, you know? I wish I could. That's my only way to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of a different story. What I'm saying is if the price is lower than you were expecting because you have this initial thought, okay, this is the price, now it's lower, automatically that seems like a good deal when in reality, nothing the true value of that product has not changed.
Yeah. No, of course. I know that most of the deals that I like or that I really, really think it was a great deal, they weren't at all. But I mean, what can I do?
Yeah. No, the anchor bias is a really, really difficult thing to think about, but a good way to approach it is if you are considering an idea or anything really, think about, okay, why do I believe what I believe about this? What was the first piece of information that I heard about this? And think about how that is affecting your decision making today. Does that help?
Yeah, I'm thinking about all the deals that I did like this past 3 months, and I'm like, yeah, they got me there.
Yeah. An example that of anchor biases that happens to me all of the time is when I'm looking at something online. If you can buy something like in packs,
Mm-hmm.
then I always do that. So, for example, when I was recently buying guitar strings online, and I think one pack of guitar strings is like $12, but I believe 3 packs was like $28. So I'm saving, I don't know, like 30%, right?
Yeah.
In reality, I don't need 3 packs of guitar strings. In reality, I'm still paying too much for them. But because I think I'm getting a good deal, because the original thing I saw was $10, that's the anchor bias.
Yeah. And another thing that I do as well, for example, when I am in the United States and I'm looking at my favorite stores online, like Anthropology, um, they sell other brands, right? It's not like their own brand, right? So
Own.
own.
There we go.
Yeah. So I look at the brand that I like, and then I go to their website and I see how much it is on their website and not on Anthropology,
Right.
because it's usually cheaper on their website, because I don't know, Anthropology gets 20% or 15%. So they had to higher their prices
They
on
have to raise their
oh my
prices.
God, raise their prices on Anthropology. So they get a little bit of money from that sale.
Exactly. So just to clarify, normally we say raise prices or lower prices.
Yeah. But directly on their websites is cheaper. So that's what I do. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
you
is
didn't get me.
that is one good way to combat anchor bias is to have multiple points of information.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So are you excited to talk about more biases this week?
Well, I am, but I'm not at the same time, because I'll see how dumb I am with a lot of things.
Maybe, but I would say that's a negativity bias because you're not dumb, you're just learning new things.
I know.
And we'll
Thank
talk
you.
about negativity bias later.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Alexia. We will be back in your ears tomorrow.
Bye. Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês no Micro Rádio, e relembrando aquilo que eu estou falando na intro. Ou seja, você pode muito bem participar do nosso sorteio que está rolando lá no Inglês no Cru. Bom, quando eu falo lá no Inglês no Cru, quer dizer no Instagram do Inglês no Cru. Então nós vamos sortear 6 pessoas diferentes, cada uma delas vai ganhar um produto. A gente se juntou junto com o Cambly. Quer dizer, a gente virou, Cambly, quer participar? Quero! E é isso, gente. Parceria é a melhor coisa da vida, né? Então vá lá, porque esse sorteio rola até o dia 1 de julho. Então tá valendo muito a pena. Procura a foto oficial, o post oficial, siga as regras direitinho e você pode ser um dos ganhadores. Muito bom. Então é isso. Te vejo no próximo episódio, hein?